What makes people successful? Is it talent, intelligence, or luck? Angela Duckworth, a psychologist and researcher, argues that the secret ingredient is something else entirely: grit. In her best-selling book Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance, published in 2016, Duckworth reveals that success doesn't come from being the smartest or the most gifted. Instead, it comes from a unique blend of passion and perseverance, the ability to stick with long-term goals despite setbacks, boredom, or obstacles. Her research spans high-achieving students, athletes, business leaders, and military cadets. The consistent pattern she found is that grit, not talent, is the strongest predictor of success. Welcome to 10-Minute Books, the channel where we break down the world's most powerful books into practical lessons you can absorb in just 10 minutes. Today, we're exploring Grit by Angela Duckworth, a fascinating look at how ordinary people achieve extraordinary results through passion, persistence, and resilience. The core idea: grit outweighs talent. Duckworth's core insight is that talent matters, but grit matters more. Many people have natural abilities, but without perseverance, those abilities don't translate into achievement. On the other hand, people with average talent but high grit often outperform their peers in the long run. She summarizes it with a formula: talent brosses, effort equals skill. Skill pains effort equals achievement. Notice how effort counts twice. Talent may give you a head start, but effort applied consistently over time is what creates true achievement. Passion and perseverance. Grit has two key components: passion and perseverance. Passion means having a consistent interest over years, not weeks. It's not about chasing every shiny new thing, but about developing a deep, lasting commitment to something that matters to you. Perseverance means working hard day after day, even when it's boring, difficult, or discouraging. It's about getting back up after failures and continuing the climb. Together, passion and perseverance form grit. The grit scale. Duckworth even developed a tool called the grit scale, a questionnaire that measures how passionate and persistent you are toward long-term goals. She found that grit scores predicted success in areas ranging from college graduation to completing Navy SEAL training. Talent versus effort. Our culture tends to overvalue talent. We admire people who seem naturally gifted and assume they're destined for greatness. But Duckworth shows that talent is only part of the equation. Effort and consistency are far more important predictors. This doesn't mean talent is irrelevant, but without grit, talent is wasted. With grit, even modest talent can achieve great things. The role of practice. Duckworth highlights the importance of deliberate practice. This isn't just putting in hours, it's focused, effortful practice that targets weaknesses, pushes limits, and seeks feedback. The most successful people don't just practice casually, they practice deliberately, and they keep doing it for years. Grit fuels the willingness to engage in this kind of practice, even when it's tedious or difficult. The growth mindset connection. Duckworth connects grit to Carol Dweck's concept of the growth mindset for belief that abilities can be developed through effort and learning. People with a fixed mindset who think talent is all that matters are less likely to persevere. People with a growth mindset, on the other hand, are more likely to stick with challenges because they believe they can improve. Purpose and meaning. Grit isn't just about grinding for its own sake. Passion is sustained when people feel their work has purpose. Duckworth found that gritty people often connect their efforts to something larger than themselves, whether it's contributing to society, helping others, or achieving a deeply personal mission. When you have a why, perseverance becomes easier. Hope and resilience. Another crucial part of grit is hope, the belief that your efforts can make a difference. Gritty people don't give up when things go wrong. They reframe setbacks as temporary, learn from mistakes, and keep moving forward. Hope isn't blind optimism. It's the determination to keep working because you believe improvement is possible. Grit in action. West Point and beyond. One of Duckworth's most famous studies was at West Point, the US military academy. Cadets go through a grueling initiation called Beast Barracks, where many drop out. Surprisingly, traditional predictors like IQ or athletic ability weren't the best indicators of who would last. Grit was. Similar results appeared in other fields, from spelling bee champions to top CEOs. Across domains, grit predicted who stuck it out and who quit. Parenting and teaching grit. Can grit be taught? Duckworth believes yes. Parents and teachers can encourage grit by fostering high standards alongside support. This tough love style, demanding yet supportive, helps children develop resilience and passion. Children learn grit not just from rules, but from watching adults model perseverance in their own lives. The hard thing rule. In her own family, Duckworth uses what she calls the hard thing rule. Everyone must always be working on one hard thing, something that requires daily practice and effort. It could be learning an instrument, playing a sport, or mastering a skill. The key is that you can't quit just because it gets tough. This rule builds perseverance and shows that improvement comes from consistency, not instant talent. How to grow your grit. Duckworth outlines 4 ways to grow grit. 1. Interest, discover, and deepen your passions. It's not about finding a single calling overnight, but exploring until something sticks. 2. Practice. Commit to deliberate, consistent practice, even when it's boring. 3. Purpose. Connect your efforts to a larger meaning that matters to you. 4. Hope. Develop resilience and optimism, believing your hard work can make a difference. These 4 elements create a virtuous cycle that strengthens grit over time. Criticism and balance. Some critics argue that grit oversimplifies success, downplaying structural barriers like poverty or discrimination. Others say grit can sometimes lead to stubbornness, sticking with the wrong goal instead of pivoting. Duckworth acknowledges these limits. She doesn't claim grit is the only factor in success, but she makes a strong case that it's one of the most important and one that individuals can control. Modern relevance. In a world that values quick wins, instant gratification, and overnight success stories, grit is a reminder that greatness usually comes from years of quiet, consistent effort. Whether you're a student, entrepreneur, or athlete, the ability to persevere when things get tough is more valuable than ever. The big takeaway. Grit teaches that success isn't about talent alone. It's about passion and perseverance sustained over years. With deliberate practice, a sense of purpose, and the hope to keep going through setbacks, ordinary people can achieve extraordinary results. The question is, are you relying on talent or are you building grit? That was Grit by Angela Duckworth, broken down in under 20 minutes. Which idea resonates most with you, the 40% rule of effort, the importance of passion, or the hard thing rule? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this summary, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to 10-Minute Books, and ring the bell so you never miss our weekly breakdowns of life-changing books. Thanks for watching, and remember, talent counts, but effort counts twice.